Welcome back to part number 2 of What If Every Star Wars Character Received 10,000 Credits. Thank you to those of you who watched the first part of this video. To recap what happened in that, in case you haven't seen it, the increase in credits had led to a hyperinflation across most of the planets, and a mutiny had started between the old clones and the new clones, leading Palpatine to stop production on Kamino. Now we find Asajj Ventress, who had been saved from the wrath of Sidious by Dooku, and the apprentice himself felt betrayed by the pause in production of the droid factories on Geonosis. Ventress successfully retreated from her lost over Sullust and arrived on Dooku's home planet in her fan-blade starfighter. Kneeling in front of her master, Dooku reminded her how fortunate she had been to survive, but now they would begin their turn against Sidious. Ventress was aware of the power of the Dark Lord of the Sith and suggested to Dooku to go to Dathomir and gather more forces. Dooku agreed, as he needed more warriors to face his master after the supply of droids had been cut off, and he also set about using his influence on the Separatist Parliament. Appearing in hologram form in front of the Separatist Senate on the planet of Raxus Secundus, Dooku denounced the work of the secret Sith Lord Darth Sidious and proposed to inject most of the funds they'd mysteriously received into restarting the droid factories, and the senators, believing that the recent death of Senator Mina Bonteri of Onderon to be the work of Sidious, had no choice but to further participate in the Separatist war, fearing the same fate. The restart of the production of droids could not be hidden from the Republic, as it was quickly discovered by Jedi Master Luminara Unduli and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker from their investigations of Geonosis, so there was increased pressure on Palpatine to continue producing clones. The secret Sith Lord cleverly stalled matters by diverting the attention to the banking clan on Scipio and blamed them for their extreme interest rates, causing all of their troubles. In the meantime, the angry Sith Lord also found his contacts on Geonosis and began force choking them all, until one revealed that they had been decreed to continue the production of droids by the Separatist Parliament. Sidious felt fury at Dooku and knew that his order to eliminate Ventress had fallen on deaf ears and tried to reach his apprentice. To his disgust, Dooku had been nowhere to be found, and he wondered if the Jedi could have something to do with the disappearance and summoned Grandmaster Yoda. The old Jedi could also not produce any answers for Dooku, and he shared their concerns that he had been planning for a surprise maneuver. Yoda had been partially correct, as the Sith apprentice had tailed Ventress to her home planet of Dathomir, and together they bowed to Mother's housing and asked for her help in defeating Darth Sidious. The leader of the clan had a personal vendetta against Sidious for his abandonment of the Zabrak Mall, and gathered the most powerful brothers and sisters before casting various rituals over them to enhance their strength and agility. Dooku had observed the activity from the comfort of Talzin's lair, and he himself had been overwhelmed by the green smoke, finding himself under the control of the Nightsister leader. The first move for Dooku was to deal with the banking clan on Scipio, and he decided to use Senator Clovis on Scipio to try and manipulate the finances of the Republic. Unfortunately for Dooku, the rather confusing loyalties of the senator did not help the apprentice, as he found himself contacting Senator Amidala on Coruscant. With her ties to the Jedi, she had benefited massively from their investments, and the transmission from Clovis was met by suspicion from particularly Anakin. The Jedi Knight did not trust the banking clan representative and ordered Padme to ignore the pleas of Clovis, and they decided to react to Dooku's next move. The Sith did not hesitate in making this move, using the influx of droids from Geonosis to mount an attack on the planet to force the Jedi to act. Obi-Wan is forced to abandon his duty over the mutiny on Kamino, and alongside Anakin, they go to deal with the Separatist attack on the banks. The Jedi deploy their improved fleet, gained from the money invested in off-world industries, and penetrate the blockade, then dive to the surface below. Waiting for their arrival had not been Dooku, rather General Grievous and his droid army, and as the cyborg dueled the Jedi Master, Anakin reluctantly rescued Clovis, who they needed to infiltrate the main vault fortress. Dragging the senator along the snow-covered floor, they are about to enter the main entrance, when there is an order from Obi-Wan to run. The Jedi moved a lot quicker than Clovis, and managed to leap onto a passing gunship, but Clovis was left stranded, as detonators that had been secretly placed by Grievous exploded the entire area. Clovis had been trapped by an avalanche, and despite the best effort of the 501st Legion, as well as the clone medics, the life of the senator ebbed away, and with his final words, he muttered that Dooku had more control over the economy than the Jedi had ever realised. The core 5 in the building of the vault could never be charged with their crimes of corruption, as they had also perished in the destruction, but the Jedi did at least know that Dooku had been hiding something significant from the eyes of the Republic. The Jedi had no leads to follow Dooku's motives, and before his final killing strike, they needed to go undercover. That is it for part 2 of What If Every Star Wars character received 10,000 credits. If you'd like to see a part 3 soon, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.